ahead and start. So hi, everybody. My name is Jasmine Guardado. I'm the International Projects and Partnerships Manager in the Office of Global Engagement. So you probably got a lot of email reminders and got a lot of flyers from our office regarding this info session, but we're very happy to have you here on the call with our wonderful team from the Foundation for Scholarly Exchange, Fulbright Taiwan. And for them waking up very early in Taiwan to have this session with us. So I'm very excited to be here with you all today. And I just wanted to have my colleague Lauren introduce herself as well, who has been helping coordinate this session. So Lauren, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lauren Huser. I'm the International Program Coordinator in the Office of Global Engagement. So I handle operations for our office, and also under my role, I am the Fulbright Program Manager here at TC. So all things Fulbright, I'm your girl.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lauren. Even after this session, you can definitely reach out to our team here at TC to kind of help field questions. If you have any lingering questions after the session, we're going to be very happy to answer them. And very excited about this opportunity that you guys get to learn about today. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it along to my wonderful Fulbright Taiwan team.
Thank you, Jasmine. Hi, good morning and good evening. I'm Josephine from the English Language Teaching Program at Foundation of Scholarly Fulbright Taiwan. Thank you for joining the English Teaching Flagship ETF Award online informative session today with us. Right now it's 8:05 in the morning in Taipei, and some people might join us later. That's perfectly okay because this informative session is being recorded. So anyone who joining later is fine. We can share the record with them later and with the Jasmine later. Before we start introduce the ETF grads, please allow me to introduce our speakers today. We have the Executive Director, Dr. Nadal, with us, an English Language Teaching Program Director, Kelly Zhang, and English Language Teaching Program Specialist, Yuting Zhang, with us today. So Dr. Nadal, would you like to give us a opening speech? Dr. Nadal, are you here with us? Okay, I think Dr. Nadal have some technical problem.
Okay, I clicked the wrong button. I'm back. Thank you, Josephine, and thank you, Jasmine, and nice to meet you, Lauren, as well. I'm Randall Nadeau, the Executive Director of the Foundation for Scholarly Exchange, and it's my pleasure to welcome you this evening. We are really pleased to have a collaboration with Teachers College and to have this opportunity to introduce our programs to you. The Foundation for Scholarly Exchange administers Fulbright Awards and has done so for over 60 years. We also have an English teaching program that includes Fulbright grantees, and from 2 years ago, a new project with the Ministry of Education in Taiwan to significantly expand our English teaching program. And that's what you're going to learn about this evening. The focus this evening will be our English Teaching Flagship Awards, which we'll introduce in detail to you in a moment. You are welcome to apply for the ETF program to be a co-teacher in an English teaching environment, whether that's in a K-12 school or in a university setting. In addition, we offer grants for TESOL trainers, that is, teacher trainers who have experience in teacher training, who have a master's degree in TESOL, and so on. And we can tell you more about that program if you're interested. That's our TESOL advisor grants. But for this evening, our focus is on our ETF program and how you can apply to be an English co-teacher in Taiwan. It's a wonderful opportunity. I think you would enjoy being in Taiwan, which has ambitious goals to be a bilingual nation by 2030. And so there's a great effort that's being made, and we're working in cooperation with the Ministry of Education and local counties and cities to help with this program. We think it's a great opportunity for you. Taiwan's a wonderful place to live, to visit, to spend some time, and you're warmly welcome to apply. So with that, I'll allow the team to introduce the program in detail. Thank you, Josephine.
Thank you, Dr. Nadal. So today's we will introduce ETF program, the duration, the stipend, and the benefit, grantees the responsibility and the expectation of grantee and the qualification and how to apply. So Kelly, would you please introduce the our support in Taiwan?
Sure, thank you, Josephine, and thank you, Dr. Nadeau, for the opening. My name is Kelly Cheng. I'm the director for English language teaching program in Taiwan, Fulbright Taiwan, and I think this is our great honor to have this partnership program with Teachers College and Columbia University, and we have many candidates and the current grantees who are the graduates from your universities. So today I would like to briefly talk about the background of this program, including that ETF program, which is mainly an extension for Fulbright EPA, which is a Fulbright grant. But the funding is purely from the Ministry of Education from Taiwan, and it is newly cooperated in the year of 2021 after the pandemic. So we are one of the largest EPA program in the world, if you include the ETF candidates. So far, the program has been in Taiwan more than 20 years. And among the 81 countries who have the English teaching assistant program with Fulbright, I think we are well known for its operation and the supportive system. So I would like to give you a brief look about our administrative and the professional support. So as you just met, Dr. Nadeau is our executive director. He was also one of our Fulbright grant scholars the past few years before he became the executive director of our foundation. And today you saw many of our staff who are jointly with us today. And mainly we have a core team who are Josephine and Yu Ting. And also we have a recruitment team which is led by Joyce, and we have the Miranda and Sophia. So besides the recruitment team, you can tell from the office, we have advisors, specialists, and the managers. Mainly, we are overseeing and provide a service to the site. In Taiwan, we have 13 counties. They have our English teaching assistant programs and the ETF programs. For each locations, we place the coordinators to assist our grantees for their daily administrative needs, and also the communications between schools and the government. So for example, like in Taipei, we allocated 3 coordinators, Sunny, Lily, Joyce. And for the site, you can see from the map where we place our grantees. And we also have the grantees in mostly every site in Taiwan, including the East Coast and also the island like Jinmen and then Penghu counties. And beyond the support of our administrative side, we also provide the support from professional development. Each year, we have about 20 English teaching advisors. They receive the grants from our foundation to coach and then support our grantee to become how to teach well in the classrooms. So we basically are doing co-teaching in a classroom from K to 9, and then you have another local English teacher will cooperate with you. Next. So we have a very comprehensive site of information about our local arrangement for all the 13 counties we have in Taiwan. So you can click in to find about more information of each locations and to prepare your choice. We will do a preference survey after you are selected to be our grantee. So you can prepare yourself before you come to Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. So about the duration of this ETF grant will start on August 1st, 2024, which is this year. And the grant will be end on June 30th, 2025. It's an 11 months grant. So if you decide to stay in Taiwan for another year, some of the grantee want to ask if I can apply for another year. The answer is yes. You can stay for another year after you stay the first year. So the stipend, there's a two different stipend. The ETF grant monthly stipend will be 53,000 NT dollar, and the ETF plus monthly stipend will be $63,000 per month. And the benefit is the FSC will provide a direct flight from US to Taiwan at the beginning of the grant. When the grant ends, we will purchase a ticket for you to return home to the state. And when you arrive in Taiwan in August, we will provide the settling allowance for you to purchase your daily needs. And also we will have 1 month free housing in August. We also provide the national health insurance card in Taiwan. If you got sick or you're being really sick, then the national health insurance card will co-pay your medical bills. So Yuting, can you tell us the grantee's responsibility and our expectation?
Okay, so if you're accepted as our grantee, you will have to solo teach or co-teach for 18 to 20 classes per week with our Taiwanese teachers in elementary school, middle school, and universities with the support that is previously mentioned from our local coordinators and also professional advisors. And here are your responsibilities. First of all, we will provide a summer workshop at the very beginning when you arrive Taiwan. It is in August. And then for the semester, you will have to participate in at least 3 different workshops. And then you will have to hand in reports per semester. And we will arrange teaching observations for you at least once a year. And also we will arrange an annual teaching forum, and we might invite you to demonstrate your teaching on the forum. And ETF will also be invited to assist and lead the ETAs to organize a remote service camp. And also we will have our cultural events for you to engage in our communities more. And the last one is community service. The ETF will need to complete 8 hours of community service each semester. And here's the qualifications. First of all, you will have to be a US citizen, and then you will have to hold a bachelor's degree by the start of the grant. So if you are about to graduate this year, you are very welcome to apply for this grant. And upon the teaching experience requirements, you only have to meet one of the following. The first one is for our current grantee, and the second one is if you are currently teaching English in Taiwan or other countries. The third one is if you have at least 1 year of English teaching experience. The fourth one is if you have an MA degree in TEFL or English teaching related majors. And the fifth one is applicants selected from the affiliated universities with FSC, which I think Teachers College is one of them. And we also have an advanced position of this grant, which is ETF Plus. This one is for experienced teachers. First of all, you still have to be a US citizen. And then for teaching experience requirements, you will have to hold a state-issued teaching license or certificate. And the capital B one is for those who are currently teaching in Taiwan. So I think we can skip this part. And these are the documents you need to be prepared for applications. First of all, a statement of purpose that is no longer than 2 pages, and an English CV. Also 1 to 2 recommendation letters. And a copy of your US passport. And if you're applying for ETF Plus, you'll have to provide your state-issued teaching license or TESOL certificate. And here is the recruitment timeline. The application is now open, and the deadline is March 8th, Taiwan time. And we will start reviewing your application as soon as we get it. And then we will start arranging interviews during April. And you will know if you win the award or not by the end of May. Okay, so you are welcome to scan the QR code to access our online application website.
Thank you, Eugene. So, thank you for Dr. Nadal, Kelly, Eugene, to give us introduction of the ETF grant. So right now we will be opening a QA regard to the grant benefit and the qualifications. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand or type in the chat box, then we will answer your questions.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions yet, but if you're thinking of, I'll let you guys think of some, because I know we have some pre-prepared questions, so I'll go ahead and ask one of those first. So can you talk a little bit more about what their experience would look like as an ETF grantee? So what would their kind of day-to-day look like in the classroom?
Joyce, do you want to talk about it a little?
Yes, ETF, the work in the public school, the elementary school, and junior high school. And also some ETF, they work for the university. As for the elementary school and public school, that is the day-to-day, the class. Maximum, we have the 20 classes per week. And in class, it's covered the co-teaching. So we require before class, ETF and Taiwanese teachers, they should do some lesson planning. So this is the general there, the class in the classroom, and they also do some extra curriculum. For example, some ETAs, they are good at sports or they are good at arts, and they would, as a school, actually school are welcome ETAs to use that some of their expertise to teach their kids. Yeah. And for the ETF work with universities, they also, we don't specifically, we call it EMI ETF, but also one of the ETF. Universities usually, they help students improve their writing and speaking, some sort of, and also help some professors in class. Yeah, sort of something like this.
Thank you so much. I think we got one question in the chat. Julia's asking, is the ETF program reserved or recommended for people who have completed their masters?
As Yuting mentioned, we don't have the qualification for ETF that they need to have the master degree, but they certainly need to have at least bachelor's degree at the end of the this semester or this spring quarter. So if they have master degrees, that would be preferable. But it's really depends on our final online interview decision by the committee members.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Do any of the other students on the call have any questions? Oh, Shannon, I think, has a question. If you have a child or partner, are they welcome to house with you? Or is the housing separate for teachers? What, maybe we can talk a little bit about what the accommodations kind of look like.
All right. Basically, our grant benefit, which does not cover the dependent who comes along with our grantees. But if they do have the spouse or children, we can recommend them to stay in the housing separately and assist them to find housing. But as our grant package, we don't cover the additional benefit for the dependents so far.
Thank you. And thank you, Shannon, for your question. Do we have any other questions from students? Is this only available to apply to do if you do it after graduating from TC, or can you apply a few years after graduating? So I guess the question is, how recent do the graduates have to be? So for example, Teachers College is a graduate school, and most people are graduating either with their master's, some with their doctoral degree.
Yeah, I don't think we have any restriction on that. And we are welcome from the grantees who are from all the backgrounds with different discipline. But it was English teaching background is more preferable, especially if they are applying for our TEFL advisors. They need to have some teacher training background or teaching experience as well. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Kelly. And then let's see, Alice says, I'm currently attending grad school, so would Columbia University allow a break for this for a year if I get accepted to this opportunity. Yeah, Alice, I was looking and I saw your question before when you submitted in the Google form. I believe you are allowed to take a year of deferment as long as you're in good standing with TC. But I would definitely reach out to, I think it would be the Office of the Registrar to see what a year of deferment would look like and kind of the logistical paperwork behind that. But as far as my knowledge, I'm certain that you could take kind of a gap year in your studies to do this opportunity. But I'm happy to touch base with you after the call as well to kind of help you guide you through that. And then Rashida asked, is there a deferred acceptance? So if you get accepted to be an ETF, are you allowed to defer? Kelly?
We haven't had this situation before. Normally, the applicants are thinking of coming in the current year, but if you would like to interview ahead of time, I don't see a problem with that. In other words, if you're accepted into the program and want to wait a year before you start it, then we'll just slot you in for the following year after the interview process. I would recommend that you simply apply the year that you intend to come, because people's plans change, but you're welcome to apply this year to come next year as well.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nadeau. Yeah, because for the Fulbright ETA program, they are not allowed to do that since the Dr. Nadeau already allowed that. So I think we are welcome for the very good candidates to make their decision, and we'll try to reserve the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I do have a question, which I don't know if this was mentioned already, but is there a language requirement? Do ETF applicants have to speak Mandarin? Do they have to have a certain level of proficiency at all?
No, it's not necessary.
And I can add to that, many of our ETAs and ETFs have no prior experience in Mandarin. And we actually conducted a study of this, and we found that English teaching assistants and fellows, whether they have Mandarin background or not, are equally effective in the classroom. So we very much welcome you regardless of whether you've studied Mandarin before or not.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions from students on the call? Are there any opportunities to learn Mandarin? Good question.
Yes, of course. We have very well supportive channels that can introduce to our grantees to learn Mandarins in different sites. And I encourage you, if you wanted to prioritize one of your goals to come to Taiwan, which is learning Mandarin as well, I think you might check in our site introduction to see the detailed information about how the Mandarin environment looks like for the site you prefer to base on, because some sites they have more opportunities for you to learn, and some sites they might engage for some online learning or some community settings. So maybe if this is one of your concerns, then I encourage you to survey a little bit more before you make your choice after you've been selected. Thank you.
Amazing. And Kelly, maybe you can maybe give some tips on the application process. So maybe what are some kind of outstanding applicants that you've had, or what are some of those criteria that you kind of are looking for in candidates?
Okay. I can start with some, and then maybe Dr. Nadel can give us some more good advice. I think the most important part is that you keep it not too long, the written pages, because we do receive a lot of applications. So you have to be brief and tell us why you are interested to come to Taiwan to teach. Yeah, and you might need to elaborate more about why you wanted to do the teach and how do you want to how do you plan to teach or engage with the communities? Why and how? I think those two are something we are looking for. And now we are also looking for about some of your past experiments, which are related to maybe engaging with the students or younger learners. If you are interested to apply for the K-9, you can tell us which part you are very good at it, or you've been engaged with some like summer camp or any activities that involve like basketball, coaching, etc. Because that will give us some idea about how you will be active here in Taiwan with the young learners or the teenagers. Yes.
If I could add to that, certainly you're all interested in international education, you're interested in bilingual education, and your experience and interest are very, very welcome. But added to that, keep in mind that you'd be doing this abroad. So we're looking for people who want to have that experience of living abroad, who are adaptable to a new environment, who have some resilience. Taiwan is a very friendly and warm environment, but it's different. It's different from home. So we're looking for people who are adventuresome and have a sense of commitment to this adventure.
Definitely. And I can speak to the fact that Taiwan is a wonderful place. I was just there in November visiting the Fulbright Taiwan team, and it's a beautiful place, and I wish I had this opportunity when I was graduating. I think Christina brought up a question in terms of cost, kind of how much their benefits cost. So would you all be able to speak a little bit of generally to how the ETFs manage with their stipend and if is it able to cover kind of their living expenses?
I think our allowance, the grants are very well, even higher than the Fulbright ETA grantees. The reason is that we want to encourage the ETAs to stay for the extension through this applications. And then on the other hand, we want to encourage the ETF who comes from other university. They have an opportunity to learn Mandarin or do other professional development. That's what the additional stipend is for. And in comparison with our first year or the young teachers in Taiwan, our stipend is much higher than the regular teachers in Taiwan for their first 2 years. So I think we give a very good stipend for their living. And in comparison with the different sites, the living expense and the rent is a little bit different. So I encourage the grantees to survey a little bit and interact with our current grantees about the expense in the site they prefer to go before they make the choice.
Yes, definitely do a little bit of research, and of course that always helps in your application as well, showing that you've done your homework too on your end. I think somebody asked, are there any opportunities for shorter terms, like a summer term?
We don't have that yet.
Yeah, I don't think so,
Creative
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, and it's hard too in the summer because that's when y'all have break as well, right? So school is out of session as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from my wonderful TC students? Yes. Can I clarify a prior question? Will we be able to apply beyond right after graduation? Yes. So you don't necessarily have to be a recent grad. You can totally apply maybe a couple years out, or I don't know. I don't know that there is a limit, but yeah, definitely. Great. Well, if there isn't any other questions, oh, yes, there is. How many candidates are you accepting for this period? That is a good question.
How many candidates?
Yeah, so how many, I mean, how many ETFs are you planning to, is it, I don't know if we covered that information.
Yeah, I think 75.
There are
Yeah,
70,
70 to 75. Yeah.
okay. 70 to 75 grants. Amazing. All right. Well, you have their contact information here. And again, like I said, the Office of Global Engagement is a great resource as well. We're happy to answer any questions regarding the grant. And even just talking about the possibility of going. Again, like I said, I was there in November, so I saw some of the ETAs and ETFs in action, and it seemed like a really wonderful opportunity. A lot of them spoke very highly of their experience. So I'm very happy to talk with you a little bit more if you're interested. And we're also here for support in terms of application support. So if you want to kind of, use us as a resource in maybe reading your application over before you submit it, we're definitely happy to do that. I think somebody had a question about safety very quickly before we hop off the call.
Sure, about safety. What kind of agenda are we talking about here? Safety in general, or transportation, or see, for the ETFs?
Yeah, I think maybe just like safety in general. So like managing the city, I mean, generally how safe do ETAs feel, I guess, or ETFs feel?
I think Taiwan is comparatively safe place to live. Disregard of some broader issue, but for the transportation wide, we do provide a very comprehensive scooter practice for the grantees. If they like to ride scooters, they can choose that they don't want to ride on scooters. They can drive, or they can walk and take buses. That's all their options. And then they can do their preference identifications for which way they like to commute to the schools. And for the crime, we don't have that much, but we always ask the grantee to be alert, especially they're overseas.
Taiwan is one of the safest countries in the world, and your personal safety, of course, is of great importance to us, and we want you to be safe, and especially safe if you're riding a scooter. But in general, it's a very safe environment.
Yeah, definitely good question. And yeah, I felt very safe when I was there, so it was great. Okay, so I think we're just about ready to wrap up. Again, you have their contact information on the screen, but feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure you have my email from the millions of emails that I sent you. But I just want to take a moment to thank the Fulbright Taiwan team for preparing this wonderful presentation, and again, taking the time very early in the morning to meet with us here in New York, and for sharing such a beautiful opportunity with RTC students. I think this is not afforded to many other students, so it's wonderful that we have this beautiful collaboration between our institutions. So thank you again to the Fulbright Taiwan team.
All right. Thank you, Jasmine. And thank you, team, for introducing the program so well.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to your applications.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.